How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of King Sales, the podcast series where we help you transform trauma into triumph. I'm your host, Rex Shege. Today, I got a very special guest joining us. I know we took a very long hiatus, which was unexpected, but we're hopping back on the horse. And without further ado, I'll allow him the opportunity to introduce himself.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Carlos Henry. Right now, I'm a public speaker, entrepreneur, author of many things, and yeah, that's pretty much me.
Thank you for coming on, Carlos. We're just talking about how busy life can get sometimes. So
Sure.
This has been a long time in the making. We were supposed to do this back in February.
Yeah.
But life was life, and so we're here now, and that's all that matters. So, welcome on. We got the opportunity for those that are just tuning in to honor him at our very first Krowns Men's Mental Health Symposium. Carlos has a crazy story, and honestly, like when he was telling me a bit about like how he got to where he's at now, bro, man, the fact that you're still here, bro, like. Yeah. Oh man! All glory to God for real, cause
no facts,
bro, we done been through some things, but yeah. So with I wanted to start with your entrepreneurship journey, like with going into public speaking. How did you know that was your calling? Like that's what you wanted to do?
Okay, that's a good question. So the thing about that was like, bro, I didn't even know what like an entrepreneur was until I was like 18 years old, because growing up. You know, especially like I lived in Wilmington, Delaware. I used to live in North Philly a little bit. Bro, I didn't see a lot of business owners and people of that nature. My dad doesn't. Well, he runs his own like business now.
Okay.
But he worked at Wawa for 24 years. Yeah, bro. Every single day, getting up early in the morning to do that joint. And then my mom, she was kind of like a bartender, just kind of do a little different. She always jumping from job to job. So my dad was also a Marine, so I was thinking, I was going to go to the military or something like that. You know what I mean? And then when I was 18 years old, I started to get introduced by my trainer for basketball. He was telling me like, yo, I don't want to just make workers. I want to make thinkers. So he gave me this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, which if you have not read that, man. So when I was reading the book, I'm looking at it and I wasn't even paying attention to like. What I still didn't understand, like the investment part of it, which I'm gonna go back and reread it. That's definitely something.
Yeah, bro. I had to read that like at least 3 times.
Bro, because I really get it. But then the thing that stuck with me was just the language.
Yeah.
Him saying, I stopped saying things like I can't do something or I'm broke, I can't afford. You know what I mean? Like, and I started doing, I'll try, and start changing it to like I'm gonna do this or when I do this, that nature. And I seen that I was like, okay, cool. Like it just changed really the way I was speaking.
Yeah.
First, like vocabulary, and then. That's when I was like decided like, okay, yeah, I want to own my own business. Now, I didn't know what I wanted to do at first, but it was just like, I was looking at speakers like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and I'm thinking, yo, I could do that too. You know what I mean? And honestly, in Delaware, I feel like, especially in Delaware, there's not a lot of that. You know what I mean, bro?
Not at all, bro.
There's not a lot of that stuff at all. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to, like, that's something I want to do. But the thing with that stuff is everyone has like a niche.
Right,
bro. They feel like you gotta find your niche, and the thing is, like, bro, I was still like, I'm just now really started to get into what my niche is. Like, it started to get like more and more focused and understanding like what I want to do, and that's the thing. Like, it was a long journey, but that was, bro. When I started, I'm 28, bro. That's 10 years ago for me to really figure out what it's like. Yo, this is it. Like, it's like this is what I feel God is telling me to do, and I prayed on this stuff. I'm like, this is what God's telling me to do. So like. Bro, that's when I started getting into it. I was like, I got to get a skill. So I started taking like programs, paying like $1,000 for sales programs, marketing programs. I went and got a sales job, and then I could apply that stuff. And then that whole time I was just climbing the corporate ladder, and I'm thinking like, yo, I'm doing all this, and I climbed up pretty high in the corporate ladder at 28. Bro, why can't I do this I'm selling myself short. I could do this for others, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, I'm going to continue to do that and make my money, but at the same time, it's like, I'm going to build something that's like, that has meaning, you know, behind it. So that's kind of how my entrepreneur journey started.
Okay. Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And I love what you said. Like, we almost have to find like what our niche is, because it can get sort of kind of challenging, especially if you don't know what it is that you're good at. Like people will try and put you in a box.
For sure.
They'll be like, oh, you know, especially if you're working a 9 to 5, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell y'all, some of these 9 to 5s are really a sham, bro. Like they want to keep you because they see how hard you work for them. But the moment you start trying to work for yourself, it becomes a huge issue.
Sure.
So, great that you were able to find your niche. Now that you've identified what that is, like how have you been able, what has been some areas of focus that you've been prioritizing with putting yourself out there? For sure.
So now that I found my niches, right, and it's really focusing on like leadership, right?
Okay.
Now, the thing is like when you, especially with public speaking, right, and stuff that we do like content, all this stuff like that, like I call them like service-based businesses and stuff. You can't. It's sometimes it's a little bit harder to sell because it's like people want a result.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the thing that I realized was like, hey, all this time I'm chasing, trying to do this all stuff. It's like, what am I good at? And I was like, oh, my job. I'm literally like, I'm good with working with people, right? In leadership, like, I'm great at coaching leaders, like to lead other people. That's just my thing, right? Like, I can't do a lot of things, but I'm really good at people. You know what I mean? So I was like, what is a direct result of that? Well, when I do that, that creates revenue. Right? And revenue is what businesses want right now. Like, for example, like, you know, and I throw out like my zone this month, we're trending like $300,000, right?
Wow.
In gross
for the
profit.
month.
Yeah, for sure. In gross profit. Yeah. But I mean, it's over 8 stores, you know, that's not like the bill stuff coming out, but that's a good number to be trending, right? With the 8 stores.
Absolutely.
So it's like now I can directly connect it to revenue. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, you know, if I'm coaching people and training people, the result is they start to produce more revenue.
Yep.
Your costs start to get lower because they stop spending money on overtime. They stop losing like little dumb stuff and operations start going down. So it's like, this is my direct connection to this.
Gotcha.
But the thing is, you got to know your audience too. So you have to know your audience, bro.
Yes.
So working with business owners, bro, like they think they know everything. They do.
Yeah.
Like they have ego. They put the work in. They do all stuff like that. So they're like, yo, I put the work in. Why do I gotta? You know what I mean? Why is somebody coming here and tell me how to do my job? Like I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I mean, they have ego problems.
Yep.
Which is fine. So that's when I decided to approach it. Stop approaching it as like, yo, I know better than you and stuff like that. And this is something I learned. Like I said, just as I keep going and making the mistakes, keep failing. I started to then kind of put it in a way of like, all right, you know what? I'm going to ask you questions about your journey. Right. And then that's when I was like, you know what? Because I also used to do like my podcast when I was interviewing business owners.
Gotcha.
So I was like, oh, you know what? Let me actually get back to that. But now I know the niche is like focusing directly on leadership and stuff like that. And then also too with knowledge-based businesses, they like to, again, you got to have something to sell them. So that's why I was like, oh, let me make this physical product. So now I'm working on the second book and I'm going to sell them the book. And that's going to be to introduce them into my world. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Instead of hunting for them, I'm farming them. Like, yo, look, keep reading. And they're like, oh, I'm going to apply this. This makes sense. Yo, I need you to come in and actually help us now because I applied the stuff that you did and I'm making money from it. So I need you to actually come here and do something and show me it.
Right.
So yeah, that's how I like to start approach it.
Okay. That's a killer mindset to have for real. Like the fact that and you mentioned it, like I have come across whenever I go to like networking events and stuff, most of the 9 times out of 10, most business owners are like, okay, well, I'm already like set in my ways. I know what it is. It's working, so I'm not going to change anything.
For sure.
I like the 1 out of 10 that are like, all right, I'm going to be a student of the game forever. And we talked about it a little bit before we even started. Like, you have to look for the no's. You have to look for the no's. Like, sometimes you have to run through like 100, 200 no's to get the 1 yes. And people are like, oh, well, that's terrible. That I don't want to do that. That's what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the people that start and stop.
For sure.
So one thing that you had said that I wanted to piggyback on is how you identified yourself as a service-based business. Yeah. I feel like as entrepreneurs, like you have to put God at the forefront.
Absolutely.
And one of the greatest teachings that Jesus taught us is like you always want to be a servant leader. Sure. Like you have to serve other people in order to not only better yourself but to better them as well.
Absolutely.
So with that and you coming to the realization, you know, within the past year of what your niche is, who your target audience is, and the product that you're willing to offer, how important is it for you to maintain a level of humility as you continue to climb up and help other people?
Yeah, I think that's the most important part, right? Because a lot of times, you know, that's what I think is going to continue to separate me. I think it's like I want to keep that level of humility because I don't want to be like everybody started somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that's what sometimes some of the business owners, they kind of like, and like at least in my target audience, they forget, like, they forget what it's like to be that bottom tier, like at the bottom, right? And that's something like, even I actually learned that lesson from like one of my employees on my team, and it's like, because I haven't been like physically in the store as a rep for some time, he was like, hey, like, it's a little bit different. You got to remember, it was different. It's different, you know what I mean, than actually being at the top and just looking at numbers and talking. I'm like, you're right, you know what I mean? So you got to be, that conversation right there showed me like, you got to be willing to accept that you don't know everything. You can learn something from anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bro, you can learn something from anybody. And actually, I prefer people on my team, not like an argumentative type of thing, but I prefer people on my team that like give me a different perspective of the business.
100%.
Because you need it. Because it's like, if I have everybody that thinks, acts like me, then it's going to be like then we're going to run into the same problems and none of us are going to know how to overcome it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got to have some people different that are thinking differently than me. I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right on this. You know what I mean? So I think just the idea of like how it was, and even me growing up, that kind of plays a part in like, I'm always going to be humble, bro. Like, I'm always going to be humble no matter what.
100%, bro. And that's something that also too I've learned. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of CultureCon, but like it's this big Black creatives convention that's hosted every October, and it's typically the first weekend, and it's in Brooklyn. So I've been intentional of going because I want to be around other people that have the same mindset as me, but also have like a whole different perspective of how like business works. So getting in those rooms and getting those different perspectives also too helps you to teach, like reframe your mindset. Like, oh, okay, I was kind of looking at it from my perspective, but like looking at it from your perspective, I might be able to learn something new from it and further enhance my business. So I definitely agree. Like, diversity helps tremendously. You have to be open to talking to other people so that you can further advance yourself.
No, absolutely.
So, you mentioned a few minutes ago, like the some of the challenges that we face as black, I won't even say as black men, but as black boys when we're growing up. What were some of those challenges like for you? And how do you think that those have impacted your mindset with being an entrepreneur now?
Yeah. Well, for one, I can answer that. So one of the challenges, right, for me, like, growing up, is I never met my like biological father until I was 7 years old.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So I never met him when I was 7 years old. So, and even when I did meet him, it kind of was like, we never really, and he would constantly say this when we have conversations, like he feels like we can't really fully be connected because he ain't hold me as a baby. And so he would kind of use that as an excuse, like, to the whole time. And even now, we still don't talk. I haven't talked to my dad in freaking, I don't even know how long, bro. I had at least 6 years, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So, like, 5-6 years. So it's like, that impacted me because then it was like, without no father figure, because like men, like black boys, bro, we need black men.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We do, bro. We really do, bro. And I'm not
100%.
talking about like the black men that, because I've been around the ones that play in the block, like the criminal, bro. I've been around that, not those type of guys, right? And even them, they can see. There's something less you can learn from them.
Yeah.
But we need black men that are like trying to do something. We need the ones that are working on themselves to be better, and we need the ones that are up there already. And like, bro, we need that type of stuff because it got to be like, oh, this is what I can shoot for. And then just seeing the trying black man is like, or the one getting better, going to work and stuff like that, and growing their business, bro. We need to see that because that's what's like because it's like monkey see, monkey do, right?
100%,
you know what I mean?
bro. Yep.
So without having a father figure in my life at all, I had to figure everything out with myself. Like everything, my whole structure and routine, everything that I do every day has been built on strictly myself.
Gotcha.
It's been on the idea of, I want to get like a little bit better each and every single day. And there's been times like, sometimes people think consistency looks like this, but that joint really like, you just said you was on a couple month hiatus, bro. Like, shoot, I didn't do a podcast episode in 2 years. Like, all right, let me go back up. Let me start doing this. And then now it's like, it's the law of rhythm, right? It's like, it basically like it's going to be ups and downs, but the better you get, the downs start feeling like when you first start, your ups when you first started, and then your ups feel like, yo, you
brand
up,
new.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you up there. So like that was one thing. Like I felt like I had to, that not having a father figure in my life it taught me to like build a structure on my own. Like, yo, I gotta work. Like I gotta do that. Right. Being around like, crime and stuff like that, growing up and stuff, it showed me also too, like I didn't want to be another statistic. You know what I mean? Like I did not want to be another statistic at all. So that was another thing. But even then, like, I know one thing too as well. My dad, like, whenever we would go anywhere, same thing with like my brother and stuff like that. Like, they would know like everybody. Every time I go around, yo, what's up? Oh, Rick, oh, John, da, 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 you feel me? Like, everybody knew everybody. Mm-hmm. So like that aspect right there, I'm looking at like, oh, that's networking, right? But the thing is, they might be doing it for different reasons. You know what I mean? Right. They're doing it for different reasons, but it's just like, oh, that's networking. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I started to really realize, and that's funny, that's what my second book is called, From the Block to the Boardroom. Because it's like, bro, everything, there's no separation, and this, hear me out when I say it's going to sound crazy. There's no difference between like a kingpin drug dealer and like a freaking business tyrant.
Oh, no, you're 100% right.
Only what they do.
100%, bro.
That's only what they're doing, bro. Mm-hmm. I swear it's the same thing. And look, and I even said it, I even went a little crazier with it. I was like, yo, there's no difference between Barack Obama and Trump, but it's just what the message that they're putting out.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Because,
like, I love superheroes, so I think it's Spider-Man. Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. So you can use it to be a tyrant, or you can use it to be like the most influential person in the world. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can do the same thing. I can teach somebody to smoke cigarettes or tell them to go to the gym. You know what I mean? With the skill of persuading. So like seeing some of that stuff, seeing some of the crime growing up and all stuff like that, and how like the drug dealers moving, the criminals are moving, the gang guy. It's like, I'm like, oh, I'm in working, like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at business. I'm like, oh, we doing the same. You know what I mean? We doing the same thing, right? Like, you got the boys on the corner, but it's like, no, those are the frontline employees. Mm-hmm. You got the ones, being the back collecting the money. That's just the owner. That's all it is, though, right? It's just a matter of what they do. So, yeah, I feel like that taught me, like, everything. When I go back and look at it, that teaches me everything about how to run a business. Yeah. Is that stuff.
100%. And I'm actually so glad that you brought that point up, because I was watching Raising Canaan, and I'm like, wait, like, his mom is literally like, if she was in corporate America, bro, every single Fortune 500 company would want her. But because of what the nature of what it was that she was doing, everyone kind of like took a step back. Yeah. And it's crazy. Like, once that mindset, that hustler's mindset is in you, it translate everywhere.
For sure.
Everywhere. So I'm glad that even though it was a rough time for you, you were able to take the positives from that and apply it to what it is that you're doing now. Because, bro, so I'm in grad school right now, and I'm working on getting my master's for mental health counseling.
That's what's up, bro.
And we're constantly reading literature, and I'm a numbers guy, so like I'm always looking at stats. And so statistically, bro, like only 1 out of 4 black men graduate from college. And even then, when we do, it typically takes us anywhere from not even 4 years, 6 to 8 years to get our bachelor's degree. Yeah. So knowing that, like the fact that both of us have a degree, we're not statistics, we don't have any criminal record. Like, I'm always applauding people like that, because I understand, like, growing up in the environments that we grew up in, like, because, bro, sometimes even when you have your dad, bro, it's the people that you hang around. So like, I remember when I got to like high school, even college, I was hanging around some people. I was like, wait, nah, this is how I grew up, bro. Let me just take a step back and recollect myself, because man, it can get really tricky with trying to navigate, autonomy, like your purpose, and leading, not only identifying your purpose, but walking in it. Because I feel like sometimes too, people identify what their gifts and talents are. They're just so like in their head about it that they don't want to take that leap of faith.
For sure.
So with that, what was your aha moment? Like, all right, maybe I should, take this, step of faith and see where it takes me. Like, how old were you, like, and where were you? Like, what was the like thought process for you when you finally made that commitment?
When I really made that commitment to like really lock in entrepreneurship, because I was making content since like on like, again, if you go all the way back down, scroll all the way down my Instagram, bro, you see in like 2019 I was making content, bro.
Wow.
Like, and I would just read books, and then like business books, and then I would just make videos on it, like, this is what this is, and I was like, I didn't even realize like all this time it was really changing the person that I was, because a lot of times it's like people think you got to change who you, like, you got to go and chase the success, but really you change who you are in the success, you attract the success.
Yes, sir.
You attract when it comes to you. So I was like, my aha moment, or not even my aha moment, but when I said I got locked in, is like, so I only went to Dell State for 2 years.
Okay.
Right. So the first 2 years I was playing college basketball at Dell Tech.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I transferred over to DSU. Right. And then when I'm to DSU, I was like, dang, like, bro, this is like my first time like having like everything was like a room with a bed, bro. Like, and I'm like, yo, like I'm living it up right now. Like, oh snap, like that's why I was cool. I never was complaining. I know some people was complaining about the mattresses hurting their back and all that, but I'm like, bro, I'm good. Like, I'm sleeping on the floor at my dad's crib or sleeping on the couch, bro. You feel me? Like a roach infested crib.
Yeah.
So then, what really made me come to that mindset to get back on track was like, you know, COVID happened, 2020, right? I thought it was a joke. I ain't gonna lie. First, Kobe died, bro. Rest in peace, Kobe, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. That hurt me, dog.
For real. It hurt all of us, for real. Like,
Kobe died. I'm like, yo, what's going on? The next thing you know, everybody joking about this COVID. So I'm seeing bat soup and all that. Like, what they doing? So I'm like, yo, they doing bat soup and all that. And then I started looking. I'm like, yo, we really. Next thing you know, which is actually funny because like that's actually where I met JR, right?
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, he was my like, so I was an RA. He was like the head of the
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's my guy, bro. I'm telling you, that's really my guy, bro. Shout out JR. But like, so like he's like, yo, like he was having a meeting with everybody, like, yo, like the school really shutting down. I'm like, oh, word? For real? Like, so then I'm like, dang, like, bro. My whole plan was like after graduation, I'm thinking a degree just pretty much made you. I was green. I was good money after that. Like, nah, the degree don't really like mean nothing, bro. You gotta go still chase it. You feel me? So that's why I was like, yo, I don't know what I'm about to do because my mom was moving to Florida. You know what I mean? So my mom moved to Florida. My mom's in Florida now. So I'm like, yo, my mom leaving. My little brother, he never went to college, so he was sex, but he got his own crib now. So my little brother, he's like, yo, he's getting his own crib with his girlfriend at the time. And then I'm like, yo, like, what am I about to do? So, because we always, like, basically packed up in my mom's crib before I went to DSU.
Gotcha.
Because her dream was always to move to Florida. She loved Florida.
Oh.
So she finally took that leap of faith. She went down there, she moved to Florida. She doing her thing down there. So I'm like, yo, I don't know where I'm about to live at. That's what I'm like, bro, I don't even know where I'm about to live at. But then it so happened, like, you know, by grace of God, like, my sister was like, yo, I'm staying in Delaware. I got I got an extra room, basically. I'm like, all right, bet, but I'm not the type of person that, like, I don't like to be a burden either for nobody.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even though, you know, and by the way, this is only with Black American culture, that when it's 18, you gotta get out the crib. I'm telling you, because when I used to box, like, one of my box coaches was like 30, he was still living with his people, and they were like, yo, there's no rush, but they were like Jamaican or something. They were like, yo, like, they don't rush you. Like, it's only like American type of thing where you get rushed to get out at 18. You feel me?
100%.
So I was like, dang, like, but that's the thing. I was like, I felt pressure to like, yo, my sister didn't give me no pressure, but I felt pressure myself. Like, I gotta get my own stuff. So that's what made me think like, I gotta lock in. That's really where I was like, yo, that's where it really started. Like, yo, Los, you gotta lock the freak in. Yeah. And that's when I started locking in on like, we're in, like I said, 6 years later, I got my own crib and everything. But like, I mean, I really locked in. I'm telling you, bro. Within a year, bro, I had my own crib, car, all that stuff, bro. Like, got engaged, got married, bro. Everything like a year, bro. Like, I locked in. I said, hold on, generational lock in real quick. Like,
for sure.
That's what basically pushed me. Like, yo, I gotta. Upon graduation, not knowing like what I was about to do, and I was just like, whoa, hold on, I don't want to be like struggling like I was as a kid, as an adult. As a kid, it's not your fault. As an adult, come on now, you gotta get it together. You feel me?
Right. I read a quote one day that said, "You can't choose what you're born into, but you can choose how." Oh man, you can't choose how you're born into something, but you can choose how you die in something. Yeah. So like, if you choose to continue the same way that you were born into this world, that's on you. Yeah. Like, you have all the power in the world to change that. And I want to give you a hand clap, bro, because like it can be challenging for real. Like, and as a man, like, after seeing like everything that you went through, like, you internally in the back of your mind, like, all right, even though I have this opportunity and I'm grateful for it, I still want to capitalize and figure out what it is that I want to do. For sure. And I want to have my own stuff. And you did it. Yeah. So like, that's super inspiring, and I know someone that tunes it will definitely be like, all right, if he can do it, bro, I'm going to use that as motivation to do it for myself too. For sure. So with locking in, bro, this man runs and overlooks 8 different stores. Like, bro, when I tell you he is, I don't like, bro, I don't know how you do it, but like, shout out to you for like having a work ethic and really like, you know, making your dreams come true for real. Like, and you know, with that, you know what it was that you wanted to do. Like, you had a vision and like you committed to it. With that, how have you been able to balance, you know, your work life with your personal life, especially, you know, with being married? Like,
that's another job too. No, it's your routine now.
Okay.
Bro, like I was looking at I watch a lot. I watch a motivational video every single day. I'm watching business podcasts and stuff like that as I go to sleep every night. Like, and what separates successful people from unsuccessful people is routine and consistency. They stick with that same routine consistently over time. So, but the thing is, like I said, freaking consistency doesn't look like this. It's like, you know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie, lately it's been looking like this for me though, right? Because again, I was like, you know what? I made another. This is Loso. That's actually where the name Loso 2.0 came from. Because I was like, yo, this is like the second version of myself. Like, oh, I'm about to lock in for real, bro. That's why I was like, it was generational line. I'm about to get to another level right now. Like, I feel it. Like, and it's funny because me and my mans, we was talking like my like you literally was best man at wedding. That's mine. He was actually with me when I ran to you. In DC, bro.
Okay,
that's my guy, bro. Like, that's like literally my best friend, bro. Like, so my man's Kyrie. Shout out to him too, but. Like, we were talking, and we were like, yo, there's something about this year feels different. We were like, I know a lot of people say, oh, this year's my year, this year's my year. And it's just like, no, I'm like, bro, like, I'm serious. Like, this year feels different. And then it's like, then we realized in like first half of the year, we were dealing with all these bumps and bruises, right? And I was thinking about this, like, when you were a little kid and your tooth fell out. That joint used to hurt like a mug. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
For real.
That joint used to cook me, bro. I remember my tooth was hanging from my like the gum, bro. I'm like, and then eventually I'm like, this joint just gotta like pull that joint just to get it out, and it hurts. But then I wasn't upset because then my grown tooth like grew in, so it's a growing pain. So that first 6 months was all growing pains for me. Now it's like, yo, this segment, now I'm about to go to a whole nother, like, generational freaking just, like, lock-in, bro. And that's when I decided to create this routine for myself. And it recently was over the last month or so. Okay. Right? And I was like, all right, let me figure out the biggest thing. And I talk about it in my book, too. You know what I mean? Winners win, bro.
Make sure y'all cop, bro. We're going to have the link in the bio.
Yeah. So, like, I was like, you know what? There's multiple areas of your life, right? There's your emotional side, right? And you know, that's like, and that doesn't have to be relationships. It can be like relationships, not like with a girl. It could be literally friends, family, whatever. So your emotional, there's your spiritual, which is the most important, bro. You feel me? God always first, bro. Anytime.
Always.
Your financial, your money and stuff like that. Your physical, and then it sounds crazy, but I schedule fun.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
My routine.
That makes sense.
So that's the reason why. Even when you see me in DC, bro, it's like, bro, like I'll go hard for a while, but it's like that song "Work Hard, Play Hard," bro. I'm gonna go hard.
Yeah, right.
Like you're not about to hear from me. You know what I mean? Like that's. I'll be on the mat. Like my stories, they go hear from me for a weekend. You know what I mean?
Right.
It might be like 2-3 months of locking in, and like, all right, boom. And you're not about to hear from me for a weekend. Yeah. And the same thing though, right? So I was like, you know what? Look at those different categories. And then I decided to like, I started small, right? Even when working out, I'll just use that as an example. I don't even lift weights. I do like a lot of calisthenics. So pull-ups, push-ups, dips. I got pull-up bar, crunches, body weight squats, and then I run. Okay. So I was like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. Day one, let me do as many pull-ups as I can do. Okay. All right. Boom. I knock out, let's just say 20. Then I'm like, all right. Now day two, I have to knock out 21. And day 3, 23, you know what I mean, 22, and then so forth, so forth. The mile, like, I timed my mile, and I'm like, all right, it took me 8 minutes. All right, tomorrow I have to get 7:59. And then I just, bro, 70, you know what I mean? And then same thing with reading books. And this is what I recommend anybody that's trying to get into reading. First day, I was like, let me just read 10 pages. All right, day 2, 11 pages, 12, 13. And next thing you know, I'm reading, 20, 30 minutes. I'm like realizing, like, I'm really locked into this joint. You know what I mean? So it's like, just building that routine, but slowly building it up until now it's like it's just part of my lifestyle now. Yeah. So now I'm able to balance the work, and I even have routine stuff for my job too. It's like, you know what I mean? Because being as though it's like a salary kind of like employee, you know what I mean? It's like people can take advantage of that and not be locked in. But it's like, yo, I gotta send. All right, I know I gotta send my team daily goals every day. I'm gonna talk to my team every single day. I'm gonna send them the numbers of where they're doing. I'm gonna coach and train and develop them when I'm in the store. I'm gonna do like store visit forms, like literally, like I just had to be really, really strict on my routine. But like, again, progress is like it could be 7 days a week. I was eating McDonald's. Now I'm eating McDonald's 6 days a week. You know what I mean? Then a month later it's 5, then 4. So I'm just it's showing great gratitude, being grateful every single day for just that little step in the right direction. And bro, I'm telling you, you're gonna be like. You're not gonna recognize yourself after a year, bro. I promise you. Bro,
and this is honestly exactly what I needed to hear, because I'm Bro, I'm so like left brain. Sometimes it makes me sick. Like I be looking at the entire elephant, and like literally my pastor be telling me, it's like, Rex, you're doing that thing again. You have to like take it bits and pieces. But I don't want to take bits and pieces. Like I just be wanting to tackle the whole thing all at once, and then I get demotivated when stuff doesn't go my way.
Yes.
So like now I'm realizing like, all right, I gotta, even if it's, you know, even if this ends up only being the only interview that I do this quarter, I had to do something.
Yeah.
So like now I'm realizing like it really is just a matter of being 1% better. You don't have to be 10% or 50% better. 1%. That's all you need.
You're an overachiever. That's why though. That's like, it's the thing of being an overachiever though, right? It's like, and that's what makes you, it's a thing that, it's a double-edged sword.
Right.
And that's what I had to learn too, is like, cause I will be, bro, it will be like times where, and I hate using this word. I hate using the word depressed. But the reason why is I feel like when you speak about it, it's like you start to, but there'll be times where it's like, yo, I feel like everything going my way. I'm locked in. And then next thing you know, afterwards, I'll go a time where I'm not doing nothing. And then I just go in this slump. And I'm just mad. Like, why didn't I do it? Why didn't I do it?
Yep.
That's why, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I am not a fan of the 75 hard challenge at all.
Oh, no, bro.
Because you're going to go hard for 75 days. And in day 76, you are going to slump down for another 180 days. You know, right. I'll do 75 again. And that's what I'm like, you know, you gotta like just work on just starting slow and just building that momentum up, bro. So yeah, it's just because you're an overachiever, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you're not lying, because I definitely be thinking, I'm like, dang, bro, it's been, and really it started back in March. I'm like, oh man, I ain't do nothing last month. I'll get to it eventually. Then April comes. Oh, I ain't do nothing the past 2 months. I'm gonna get to it. And then like you just kind of get comfortable. And I think like the awakening for me was last month, like when we were in DC. Yeah, I was like, hold on, bro, because I might have been talking to my friend group, or I might have been talking to someone that I ran into while we were at the wharf, and they were just like, yeah, I literally, the only thing that I'm focused on is being a little bit better than what I was the day before, and I want to do something this week. He said, if I could just do one thing this week for me, and I do that and I stay consistent for a whole year, that's 52 times that I chose myself. And he's like, that's better than not choosing myself at all. Yeah. So I was like, oh man, that's all fine, right,
bro. That's fine. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. That trip to DC was lit, but also too, like, yeah, that same thing happened to me too, bro. Like, that's what helped me get locked in again. I'm like, yo, like, it's like me. I'm a guy that like, I find the motivation in everything. I'm not gonna lie. I hate watching it. Literally, yo, everybody, my wife be like, yo, it's like, I'll watch a movie and be like, oh snap, like, hold on, let me get up and run a mile. Like, yo, I'm telling you, like, so I was looking at that time in DC, and I'm like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Obviously, just for a weekend, you know, where we're getting fly. Like, I love getting fly. I'm keeping
bro, 100%.
So, you know, you're throwing this stuff on, you feel me like that, you're having a good time with your friends, you're having a good time with the guys, you're eating good food, and I'm just like, but why does this have to be a one-off? Yeah, why can't this be an all-the-time thing? And that's what, like, really motivated me getting to lock back in. I'm just like, yo, this does not have to be a one thing. Like, we deserve it. Like, we're meant for more. You know what I mean? Like, literally, 100%. In the Bible said we're meant for more. You know what I mean? Like, yes. So it's like, why this needs to be a natural thing. Maybe I need to be taking trips, you know, once a month. Maybe I need to take trips, you know, once every 2 weekends. You know what I mean? Like, right. It's like, I should be able to do this stuff. Or even then, like, I don't want to have to, all right, you know, I just had fun at DC. Let me go back to Delaware. Like, I could be living in these other places. You know, I ain't lying. No shame to Delaware. Nothing like that. Right, it's like, dang, bro, like, you feel me? Why is that? And that's what made me lock in even more. I'm like, oh, here we go. Maybe this low soul 3.0. You know what I mean? Like, just,
right.
Yeah, that is true, though, bro.
You're not
inspiration.
You're not lying, bro. And I feel like sometimes too with that, when it comes to like having fun, well, at least for me, like I take it to the extreme. I'm like, oh, I gotta take a trip out the country. Like I got my passport now. No, but like sometimes work be so draining. Like you just have to go somewhere. For sure. You can't stay in the crib. Bro. Just somewhere. Like bro. I started just driving down to the beach. Yeah. Like I'll go to Rehoboth or Ocean City in a heartbeat just to like get out the crib. Yeah. And sometimes that just like, even just doing it by yourself, like that really just, even on the car ride down, sometimes I'll just turn my radio off and I'll just be rapping to God. For sure. Just keeping it really calm and casual. Yep. And like just sharing some of my frustrations. And I'll get to the beach and then a sign will come up that you heard everything I was talking about. I'm like,
yes, every time, bro. Every time.
It's crazy, man. And I think that's also too, like, has been like really like cultivating my relationship the past couple of months. Is just having like really casual conversations with God, like sharing my frustrations, sharing my plans. And before, like, I haven't been saving for long. Like I literally like back in 2019 was when I like really committed my life back to Christ. And like for some people, like just based off of what I saw, I thought, oh, you have to have like really deep prayer time and like speak in tongues, and like no, like for real, God just wants to commune with us and he wants to hear from us.
Yeah.
So like as long as you're making an effort to talk to him, and this is something that I'm learning too, like you just have to be honest and vulnerable with him. Like, and I think sometimes too, as men, we have an issue with vulnerability.
Sure.
And I think that's something that like I struggled with, but like now I'm kind of just realizing like he created me, so like he knows everything about me, and there's nothing I can hide from him. So like let me just be real, like
you can't, bro. You can't. And the thing about it too is like, because I recently like started really committing. Like I just had joined a church like a month or two ago. Yeah.
Congrats, bro.
Because my boy, he finally got baptized. He got baptized first time too.
Oh,
nice. He was down there with me too. But I was just like, yo, like the thing I'm realizing is like about God is like that makes me closer to him is yo, I made so many mistakes in my life. Like I'm talking about some bad mistakes, bro. Like some bad mistakes that like I maybe have hurt people in the past and stuff. And it's just like, yo, like he still is like using me though. Yeah. Regardless though.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like this is crazy to me. Like, I can't remember. Like I remember specifically having a situation. I ain't gonna talk too much about it, but like specifically having a situation, and like I was like feeling embarrassed about it, upset and everything. And even like my pastor, like he just came to me, he's just like, oh, I'm proud of you. What? I'm like, what do you mean you proud of me, gang? Like, I'm drunk. Like, I was straight drunk. And he just like, no, I'm proud of you. And I'm just like, what? He was like, bro, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Bro, I'm telling you, like, and then he started telling me some of his story. And I'm like, yo. You feel me? Like, dang, bro. Like, and he just like, yeah, like, it's okay. Bro, like, you're going to make mistakes. But, like, honestly, this is just part of your, and to be honest with you, this is probably, and this is actually true. And I hate for y'all to hear this. But this is probably not going to be your last mistake. You probably going to do something. You're going to do something else. Like you're going to do something, bro. Anything that you do where you're going to sin again, we're sinners, bro. That's just it's our natural. You know what I mean?
It's our nature.
So it's like you got to be able to like not be okay. And I'm not just saying like, oh, just go out there and start acting like Sodom and Gomorrah, bro. Don't do that. But I'm saying like you're going to make mistakes, but as long as you repent and really try, like really keep trying to get closer to him, bro. Like you're going to be like, there's no. To me, it's like it's almost like you can do wrong, but it's like if as long as you, it's the effort though. Like you're going in there, you know what I mean? Like all right, let me keep trying going back to church, and maybe I did something, maybe I cursed somebody out when I was driving. That like, you know what? Now again progress. 2-3 months down the line, it's like you know what? I cursed somebody out again, but look, it's 3 months since I cursed you out. You know what I mean? Like
it's growth.
It's growth. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I'm not saying to look at it like that, but it's just like yo, like he really is building on all of us to be like closer to him and being more like Christ. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's a work in progress, bro.
100%.
Work in progress.
100%. And great. I'm so glad that you provided that point of view, bro. Because again, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh man, I made a mistake. Let me just go back to it. But like literally the Bible says a righteous man falls down 6 times but gets up a 7th. So like you just have to be okay with falling down. And as a former perfectionist, bro, that was hard. I was like, what do you mean I failed and I'm supposed to just get back up and do it again? No, I want to wallow in self-pity and just think about it. But like, you have to keep going because like your success is integral on how perseverant you are. Like if you're not willing to persevere and just keep on chipping away at the iceberg, you're not going to be successful.
For sure.
So, and I think another thing too, like when going back to when you were talking about routine, I try and find a scripture about wealth and success and just that becomes my scripture of the week. And as soon as I find myself trying to like take a break or, chill out, I'm requoting that. Yeah. Like the life and death are in the power of the tongue. So like that was my scripture for last week. So every single day the past week when I felt like I just didn't feel like going to the job, I found myself complaining. I just be like, nope. I'm grateful for this job. I'm grateful for the opportunity to go out and work and talk with other people that might not be in the position that I'm in. I got a place where I can stay.
For sure.
I got AC. I got water. My fridge is full. Like, bro, there really isn't any reason for me to be complaining right now. And once I start having like that mindset change, also to what I listen to, like, I'm learning like certain there's just certain like music I can't listen to because I'm just like this is counterproductive or what it is I'm trying to accomplish. I don't know who listens to Larry June, but bro, when I tell you he is single-handedly probably my most listened artist on Spotify because of the message that he sends. He's always talking about the mistakes that he's made, what he's learned from them, and how he's making himself better and enjoying the life that he's created now. So like, I'm always trying to find other people like that, because again, your environment shapes who you become.
For sure.
We can't control what we're born into, but we can absolutely control who we surround ourselves with.
No, absolutely. I'm be honest, I still got to work on that. I'm be honest with y'all, I don't listen to gospel music as much. I do try to, like, at least my first 30 minutes of my day, I try to listen to, like, motivation, stuff like that, because I am big on, like, what I consume. Like, I'm not going to hurry up and get on my phone real quick, because then that's going to be my day. It's going to be, you know, that negativity. Because I don't lie, I'm a Rod Wave fan, man. Listen.
Bro, and let me tell you something, bro. Like, everyone has their own walk, and, like, you just have to take it. If God hasn't put it on your heart to give it up yet, and you know that you're not the type of person, like, because there's some people, bro, that can't listen to certain music because it's going to make them violent, it's going to make them crazy, it's going to make them do some crazy stuff. So, like, if that's not your portion, bro, don't feel shame for it. Because one thing I'm learning too, I can't judge nobody, bro. Like, the only person that can judge me is God.
For sure.
Not to say that you should go out there and start doing, like, wilding and doing whatever for the people that are listening at home, but, like, bro, we all fall short of the glory of God. Sure, so, like, my biggest thing is, when someone does make a mistake and I'm around, I'm like, bro, pick yourself up. You're good. Like, you didn't. My biggest, if I'm waking up in the morning, bro, I'm like, all right, I might have messed up yesterday, but God gave me another opportunity today, so let me do a little bit better with that. So, man, but, bro, this has been fun. I'm not gonna lie, this really has been, like, a really good, like, conversation. Like, it's rare sometimes for us as men to, like, find someone that, like, we can talk to about the things that we're going through, but also too, like, talk about life, talk about success, talk about entrepreneurship, talk about God. Like, man, this has been great. So as we're getting to a close now, like, with everything that we have discussed, what's one piece of advice that you would give to someone that's kind of like on the cusp, right? Like, they might have just stepped out of, you know, graduate from high school, graduate from college, and they have an idea of what it is that they want to do, but they're kind of, like, you know, a little hesitant. Okay. What's one piece of advice that you would offer them?
Do it. So, like, the thing is, and it's funny because, again, this was me being an overachiever again, right? But I used to always say by the time I was, 30 or whatever, I'll be a millionaire, multi-millionaire, billionaire. I used to say by the time I was 25, I'm going to do that. And I'm just like, I'm looking up the average age of a millionaire, like 40, 50 something years old. And I'm just like, bro, I'm like, no, I need to be, because I see all this stuff on social media rushing us. And you're only seeing the top 0.00001%, right? You're not seeing that. And then it's like, but then when I started looking, I'm like, oh, I'm not in the top, 0.001%. But then I'll look up at, 28 and be like, oh, but I'm in the top 1% though. And I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm making some money. And it's like, damn, I ain't even, but I'm so focused on trying to chase that goal that I'm not focused on the progress. You know what I mean? So it's like, you have to know, somebody told me that you have to remember where you came from to know where you're going. You have to. Yeah. Right. Man. So you have to, bro. You have to. So it's like, dang, I started thinking like, bro, you don't remember freaking roach infested cribs, sleeping on the floor, you know what I mean? Sleeping in the car, homeless. Like, you don't remember that, bro? Like, but then I'm like, dang, you're right, though. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I need to go home and sleep on the floor so I can remember how that floor feel. Like, hold on, bro, my back hurt. Nah, I can't. I got lock in for real. Yeah, I would tell them to try it, because you're not really going to know. Like, even now to this day, like, I know what I want to do. I know the direction I'm going, but I'm still not there yet. And I'm thinking 28 is like, oh, damn, I'm going to be 30 in next year or whatever. Yeah, but it's like, bro, 30 ain't, bro, we still young, for real. Bro, I still see people calling me like, yo, you're a baby still. I'm like, what? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you're a baby. Like, bro, you still have so much life ahead of you. You don't even know. Like, you're about to enter a whole nother realm. Like, once you hit 30, it's a whole nother thing. Your 20s are almost up. Now it's your whole 30s now. You know what I mean? Go to unlock a new level. So, like, just try it. You might not like it. It may not work out. That's okay. Now you try something else. You know what I mean? You try something else. And then the most important thing, really, and it's the thing that I struggle with, and he always brings me back, is put God first. Yeah. And now when people say that, they don't tell you really what they mean by that. What I mean is literally when you wake up in that morning, like first thing in the morning, the first thing I'm doing is I'm talking to God. Right. Immediately. I'm not picking up my phone. No. Not talking to my roommate. Yeah. Like, no. I have to talk to him. You have to talk to him first, right? Whether that's, doing some activity, meditating, prayer, reading your Bible, something to connect you with God. As soon as you wake up, like listen to a pastor speak, you know what I mean, like a sermon, like you got something to connect you with God as soon as you wake up. And I guarantee, bro, you're gonna be cool. You're gonna be fine, bro. That's my advice for that.
100%, and that's great advice to take because again, a lot of times we're almost. I remember someone asking me, I think it was a year ago. They were like, "Are you afraid of failure?" I was like, "I'm not really afraid of failure. I'm afraid of. Well, I was afraid of what success would look like for me.
Yes,
because I know the type of mindset I have, and I remember you talking about being overachieved. I want to spin back to that real quick in a bit, but like with the mindset that I have, I know what I'm capable of now. And that scares me. I'm like, before it was always people placing expectations and limits on my own potential. Yeah. Now that I can see that there are no limits and there's no barriers, it scares me. Cause like, I'm like, what if I get so locked in, I stop talking to people, or I get so successful and people start asking me for money. But like, I started doing this work. Shout out to Dr. Roach. I'm doing this this workbook. It's called The Power of No. And it's teaching me the importance of setting boundaries and being okay with saying no to people. Because you're not going to be able to please everybody or say yes to every engagement that you get. You have to again, this is where discernment comes in, and the stronger you build a relationship with God, he'll guide you and he'll show you who you need to be working with and who you don't need to be working with.
For sure.
So now I'm in a place where I'm like, all right, 1% better each day. 1%. Yeah. If I can just focus on doing one thing that furthers my business, all the rest will come, because I already envision. I know where I'm going to be. I know I'm going to be a multimillionaire, because last year I became the first person in my family to make 6 figures. So that's already a statistic that's checked off, scratched out the box. Yeah. I'm not going to be a part of that. So I know where it is I need to go, and I've already done it before. So I just focus on what's within my control and let God sort out the rest. Because, bro, there's so many things that we could be worried about and stressing about, but there's only so many times. There's so many minutes in a day. I let God. I focus on my stuff. God sorts out the rest.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, one thing like one of my mentors told me is like, don't stress about it, because the truth of the matter is, there's always going to be something you didn't get done that day. There's always going to be something. So it's your decision to be like, what is it that I didn't get done? But you're always going to have something you did not get done that day.
Right.
So,
and be okay with that.
Yeah, you got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with it, for sure.
And spinning the block to the overachievement statement that you mentioned, I feel like too, as both of us as former athletes, bro. I don't know if you there were I forgot the main streamer's name, but Adrian Broner was on someone's kick stream.
Okay, you talking about Dean?
Yeah, Dean the Great. Yep. Yeah. So it's crazy. Like, he started that lock-in challenge.
Yeah,
bro. You know, as an athlete, when that switch can, like, you can just turn it on you can lock in. For sure. Like, when he hopped in the ice bath, bro, and he didn't flinch, I was like, bro, I remember that. Like, I remember getting to that. It sucked at first, like the first couple of months being a collegiate athlete. Mm-hmm. But once you're in that zone, bro, you can, like, it's lock like in. A switch.
For sure.
So if for anybody that is a former athlete that doesn't think like you retired, you stopped doing your sport, bro, all it takes is a commitment in your mind, and you can get back into it. Like this upcoming week, I'm not gonna lie, bro, I haven't ran probably since a year or two after I graduated from college. Yeah, because like I kind of like fell out of love with it, but like now I'm kind of just like in the mindset like, all right, let me just do a little bit for myself physically, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been drawing. Bro, I've been eating crazy, bro.
My diet's still messed up, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna
work it out. Yeah. So yeah, like, and honestly, when you have that switch, it taps into multiple different like realms. Like, you can tap into your mental, do the same thing. You can tap into your emotional, do the same thing. You can tap into your financial, do the same thing. If you can do it from a physical perspective, everything else will follow
every time.
So
how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Right. It starts with your mind first.
And I learned that too from like the owner of the company I work for now. Like, he was like, basically him and my other mentor, they were saying, yo, someone opening up the store late is a gateway drug to stealing. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, because they think if I can get away with opening up the store late, then they start stealing. It's how you do one. So I was like, yeah, the store is a mess. If I go there and I'm looking at the presentation store looks a mess, then I know you're not taking your time with the customer and being meticulous with them. You know what I mean? That's coming in there. I know you're not making your calls. I know you're not flying, because it's like, it's all connected.
Yeah.
So you gotta be disciplined in all areas of your life. You have to, bro.
Discipline and intention, bro. I
Yeah.
feel like those are the two core things. Like
Yeah.
if your intentions are off, your discipline's off, you're not gonna be able to do anything.
For sure, absolutely.
So, bro, yo, thank you for hopping on, bro. This is exactly what I needed to get what I need to move forward. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro, for having me on here, bro. This joint's fire, bro. I ain't
Bro,
gonna lie.
this is great. So, again, thank you so much for making time out to come out and do the podcast. Shout out to the Fifth Media and JR and his team for allowing us this space. Like, bro, man, I've been consistent with him for like about like almost 2 years now. So like I'm so grateful for everything that they do, and a huge shout out to them for welcoming me. Yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm super happy.
Man.
So for anybody that is looking to connect with Carlos, again, winners win. He got the book. The link is going to be in the bio, so make sure that y'all cop a copy. I know I am. I might buy the copy off that he got raw from right now. Like, and then of course, like if you are a leader, an aspiring leader, and you need pointers, hit him up. Of course, he'll work with you.
For sure.
It's gonna cost you some money because we're not doing enough for free in this season. But if you're willing to invest in yourself, bro. That was another thing I had to learn. Like, if you really want to like move forward in life, you gotta invest in yourself.
To make like even for me to touch like my like six figures, and I did it like when maybe like 5 years ago.
Okay.
Before like as soon as we graduated, like I was an employee for maybe 6 months, 7 months, and I became lead or manager, or whatever. So maybe like a year after. I paid about $10,000 in programs. On sales, communication, leadership for me to make six figures.
Oh yeah.
For me to make $1 million, I have to invest
a little bit more.
You know what I mean? So
right.
It's always 10% of your income you have to invest in order to keep growing. So yeah, bro, that's why it's like it's only a matter of time. It's no matter when, not
right.
You have to, bro.
It's when
you have to, bro. You gotta invest. You're right. You are right about that.
Man, hey, I'm trying to wrap up. We still dropping this, man. We might have to keep it going. But no, seriously, thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, this has been King Sales, the podcast where we help you transform trauma into triumph. Remember that like tough times don't last, but tough people do. Figure out what it is that you can learn from your situation. And if you are ever going through challenging times, our page is always open. Hit me up. I'm always willing to lend a listening ear, provide resources, because that's my passion. I'm always going to be advocating for black men to take care of their mental health. So appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, that concludes today's episode, and we'll see y'all on the next one.